So it is basically, we are going to discuss about the change of parenting through the various generations. So previously we had what we call as joint families or big families, where there were many members in the family, many important decision makers, and of course there were several children. So what was the advantage those families had? So what was it? Actually, if you ask me from the parenting perspective, what made earlier joint families unique is that if a child wanted something from the family, if the child really wanted something in the family, or an object or a material, whatever it is, he has to consistently ask for it. He needed perseveration, he needed to wait for it, and probably at some point of time, maybe in a festival time, the child is given that particular object or whatever he asked for. Maybe it is a small toy, or maybe it is even a small foodstuff or a new clothing. He had to wait patiently for getting what he expected in such a large and joint family. But now we have very small families or nuclear families with one or few children, where parents are always ready to gratify whatever the child is asking for at any point of time. So this particular habit in which we want to gratify the child whenever he asks for something, which is highly possible in this today also, where you know that the means are more and the children are less in the family. So gratifying the child's need in a nuclear family leads to what is called instant gratification. So another thing which happened in a previously joint family was that even if a child had delayed gratification, even if it had something, it waited for a long time for it to get something, and it got something which it really wanted, then the child has the difficult task of sharing it with his several other contesting children in the family. So the value of sharing for a small thing which you waited for a long time, that has been encouraged in or nurtured in old joint families. But now this we don't see them happening. What we do is we don't teach children the joy of sharing, and whenever parents buy, if there are two child in the family, we usually buy them two separate objects, even if it is the same toy, so that they don't fight for each other. So it actually sorts of help you as a parent. It gives you a comfort, it keeps you in a very comfortable zone, but it is not going to help you in the long run. So this is a very disadvantage which parents have these days, because they not only encourage instant gratification, child gets whatever it wants in life whenever he asks for, and he doesn't have to share it with anyone. So this is a difference which happened in previous families. Now you know that most of you will be agreeing, or we don't know what is it exactly, but most of you would be agreeing if I say that the earlier kind of parenting, or the generations which did parenting before decades back, probably they were very strict, or probably they were very rigid. So actually it was, you know what is that authoritarian type of parenting in which the parent is very strict, he is very rigid, he is not flexible. He often says that when the child asks, why should I do this? He says that because I said so, you have to do. I am your father, so I am the person who decides, and so you have to do. So such strict kind of parenting, or my way or highway. You either do it my way or you can go out of the house. You can go highway. So this kind of strict kind of parenting was very evident in the previous generation. But it was the necessity of time when you had to maintain a large number of people inside the same house, under the same roof. The parents need to have some sort of rigidity in their decision making. They had to be strict, they had to make sure that it was being enforced, so that it went well, because only one decision maker was there, there was no difference of opinion, and it helped the family to survive in the society. But if it happens now, it is probably going to be disadvantage or catastrophe, because if you cannot, you try to be a strict, you may have been a strict parent, but over a period of time, if you didn't change that strict parenting, it is highly difficult, because the family is split, the family is widely distributed, and you cannot say that I am the deciding member of the family. People can make their own choices. So this is not practical these days. So, but what is one disadvantage of the rigidity in parenting or strict parenting is that children are born suggestible. They are by nature they have been programmed to be suggestible. Suggestibility means you ask a small child, 2-year-old, 3-year-old child to do something, it automatically does. It doesn't happen always, but of course it does in the initial part of childhood. So that is the suggestibility thing. But this suggestibility has to come down as the child grows. So at some point of time, the child is able to think, it is able to weigh the pros and cons, it can think of its own, and at that point of time the suggestibility comes down. But this doesn't happen when you are a rigid parent. When you are a strict parent who doesn't encourage the child's decision making skills, even if the child is growing up, you actually make the child do not lose its suggestibility. So that the child, whenever in life the child sees an authority figure, the figure tells that, okay, you do this thing, the child will automatically follow it. Because suggestibility, if the suggestibility has to go, you have to encourage decision making skills. Even though our old parents, the parenting style we had several decades back, even though it was very rigid, the family stayed together. So the decision making was very not influenced by external forces. But now if you make a rigid kind of parenting in your parenting style, it can make the child vulnerable to suggestibility, because they are not staying inside the same roof for a long period of time. At some point of time, somebody who has a similar authority figure, or somebody who looks like who feels like your elder brother or uncle, he says something and suddenly the child does it. Make a guess. The child is getting vaccinated for smallpox in the maybe in the 60s or that period. So when you go to immunization clinics in the SIT hospital or elsewhere, you see similar scenes. But the difference is that the person who is crying would be the mother or the father, and the child would be wondering something pricked him slightly. He is wondering what happened to him, but the person who is crying so much is the mother. So lots of pictures are there, and the child hardly understands what is happening to him. I think it's an insulin needle possibly. And see, what is happening is that we love our children so much now that we don't want them to get even the slightest hurt. Only when the child cries and ventilates and it understands that such painful things are part of my life, I have to undergo at least some sufferings in life. Only then they can tolerate, or they can accept such sufferings when they grow up. But we don't encourage that these days, and we have to let them face failures also once in a while. A very old picture of children playing outside. We don't see it now. So what happens when you turn 4 or 5 years of age? You go out of your house, you explore the world, you play with your peer groups. So this used to happen many years back, relatively few decades back. So what happens when you, I think for a non-psychiatrist, or maybe one question is, what happens to your mind when you cross 4? What important change happens? It is probably, you all know that you tend to see from others' viewpoint. So this is very important when at an earlier period, when children around 4 or 5 years of age, when they used to go out, they used to interact with others, they used to see others' viewpoints, they used to see the good and bad things happening in the environment. So that 4 years, 5 years in which your mind changes from a relatively narrow perspective to a wide perspective in which you start observing others' viewpoint. So I think it helped a lot of children in the previous generation. When probably some 30 or 40 or 50 years back, a child of this age will certainly spend most of his time outside the house, exploring the environment, interacting with others in the environment, seeing other people, how they think. So this actually helps him to develop many emotional feelings, some of which are called empathy and other positive values in life. But now, what happens? By the time you turn 4 or 5, you are already out of your kindergarten, you are already going to study hard, and you are already mostly confined to your house inside. And you rarely see what is happening outside as a child. As a 4-year-old, you rarely see what is happening outside. And if at all you see what is happening outside, if at all you have the privilege to go out, you will be seeing things which are presented to you in a very polished or refined way. Only the good things happening around you. Once in a while you take the child outside to the park, you only show them the good things happening around you. We don't show them the suffering that is happening around. We don't show them the bad things which is happening around. Which actually, that kind of a screening was not there in our previous generation of parenting. We saw whatever the child was expected to see from the environment, he explored from the environment. But now we are not permitting it, and we are presenting the child a better world which he will never see in the future. In an earlier family, the family was full of attention.